Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hello everyone, I am Shinjini Goswami from IIFT New Delhi. I scored a 10 CGPA in 10 standard and 96.4% in 12 standard. I am a fresher and an ICT engineer from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology, Gandhinagar. My IIFT percentile was 99.87. My GD topic was Can Management be Taught in B Schools? And my WAT topic was Laughter is the Best Medicine. Please find my interview experience below. Thank you.
Hi Nidhi.
Hi sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can see from your profile that you are from computer science background. Then why do you want to do an MBA?
So my interests lie in coding and data analytics, but previously I worked on a project on consumer behavior. So I want to integrate the two and collect and analyze data so that I can further use it to gauge the reactions to products and marketing strategies. I think an MBA will help me with that.
Okay, so what do you like to do in your free time?
Sir, I like to read books and listen to music.
Okay, so what have you read recently?
I usually read fiction, however recently I've started reading non-fiction as well. One of the books I recently started is called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell.
Tell us something about this book.
So Outliers is basically that success is not always about innate ability. There are a lot of other key factors that play into account, like meaningful hard work, where your cultural legacy, and also the kind of opportunities that you get. There are like a lot of random factors like chance, where and when you were born, and the kind of opportunities that you get because of that. The author insists and he derives all of these conclusions based on individual stories of triumph.
What do you think are the key points of this book?
So there are 4 to 5 points. It starts off with mapping patterns of date of births of different ice hockey players in the US. There's a glimmer of talent which is first identified, and those people then later on get access to different kinds of opportunities. Opportunities such as facilities, access to coaches, and then there is a difference between how that person is groomed to become an ice hockey player as opposed to those who either have talent but don't get access to any kind of opportunities, or people who have no talent and get no access to opportunities. So that allows the gifted person the access to coaches and facilities that helps in magnifying his or her talents even further. Outliers is basically about the group of people who defy those norms. The second point actually tells you about there seems to be a magic number. If you look at different kind of industries, like if you look at the music industry, if you look at the business, IT, whatever industry that you take in, there's a magic number of 10,000 that people have to put in those number of hours to actually gain mastery in that area. Basically, when and where you are born also influences the kind of opportunities that you get. If you date back to the history of the richest people in the world, it will go back to the list of 14 out of 75 Americans were born in the 1860s to 1870s, which by the way is also the time when industrial revolution was taking off and also when the Wall Street had started. And the same happened with the Silicon Valley as well. A lot of IT entrepreneurs were born between 1953 and 1956. So those who were born in 1890s and early 1900s were less fortunate when it comes to opportunities, because that was the time of Great Depression, that was also the time of World War I, and they were still young enough to be recruited for World War II as well. However, people who were born after 1913 were given access to more opportunities. So the next point involves around involved parenting. There is a sociologist who made a long ethnographic study with third graders. So she concluded that involved parents versus non-involved parents were the key difference how successful people are in their life. For example, involved parents talk to their kids more and are more involved in the activities of their kids. Like they take them to museums, they help them with their homework, they give them more opportunities, they send them to summer school, and so on and so forth. She also concluded that these kids have developed a sense of entitlement and they are less likely to settle with the first no.
Okay, so have you read any other interesting books?
Yes, sir, I did. As a matter of fact, I read this book called Predictably Irrational as a part of my consumer research project.
Okay, tell me more about it.
The book actually focuses on how irrational we actually are, from the way we experience the world, from the way we frame our long-term goals, and also the things that are actually of worth or value to us. We are highly incoherent in all the decision-making processes that we have. It also makes us, and by shedding light on that, the incoherent processes, it actually sheds light on how we can be better prepared for the future. Our brains are inherently wired to compare things that are in front of us and not necessarily compare the things that we should look at or observe.
Based on your answer, can I ask you something? From a consumer behavior point of view, what is the difference between individual and organizational buying?
Individual buying leaves a lot of room for biases to creep in, because as we established that individual is not completely rational. However, when you're going for an organizational buying, you are making a collective decision, so a lot of biases are minimized, if not completely eliminated.
So, what phone do you use?
So I use a Samsung phone.
So, what led to the sharp decline in market share of Nokia while Samsung picked up?
Sir, I think it's basically because of Nokia's inability to change with the changing times. For example, now consumers are more comfortable using touch screens, simple icons, and the graphic user interface is much different. So Nokia phones for the longest time had button interfaces, whereas the consumers now prefer touch screen a lot more. I think that really helps.
Thank you, Nidhi.
Thank you, sir.